Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Sea Hunters. And guess what? We are back for season 3. We have some exciting ideas and exciting shows lined up just for you, our viewers. So, without any further ado, today we are right here at Bath Village to speak about some prohibited fishing. Now, fishing is prohibited in ponds such as these, which are in our wetland areas, and they're surrounded by mangroves, as you can see here. Many persons may not know or understand why it is prohibited. Now, I'll just get into it a little bit so that persons would be more informed so that they could make better decisions. There's a process that's known as recruitment. Now, when you hear the term recruitment, it sounds like, well, something is coming in, right? Yes, you got that right. But recruitment in terms of the fishing industry and in terms of fisheries, it's all about the younger fish that are being recruited into the fisheries. And what that means is that the fish, they would spawn generally in some areas such as these. Some of them spawn in the pond. They lay their eggs and the eggs hatch. And those little fish would remain there until they reach a certain size or a certain stage of development. And when the pond breaks and the water is allowed to flow into the ocean, those fish would go into the ocean and be recruited into the food chain that exists there. And many of the fishes, such as snappers, would generally feed on smaller fishes such as those. And mullets in particular could be found here. But the thing with the recruitment process, if individuals were allowed to fish in these areas, they would wipe out that entire stock. Then the snappers and the other fishes that would normally feed on them would not be able to come here anymore and get their food. And what that means for us snapper lovers, we won't be able to get the snappers that we're accustomed to. We might not even be able to get snappers at all. And there's been a lot of issues with our fisheries locally. And there are numerous factors which have led to the situation where we are not seeing the types of fish that we used to. And this particular activity is one such that could jeopardize our food security. So I'm asking everyone and anyone who has engaged in or has seen persons engaging in fishing in these particular areas to discourage them from doing so, because it is a crime. And it's not just a crime because it is prohibited. It's a crime because you or that individual would be jeopardizing the food security for us as a people. So we are asking you, I am asking you, let us be more responsible in the things that we do, that we could ensure that our food is actually secured. Ladies and gentlemen, I was walking along the roads here and I saw one of the villagers from Bath. And I know this young man for quite a number of years. And I've asked him, well, what do you think about what is happening here with the illegal fishing in the ponds? His name is Jalmin Myers. He's a barber. He's actually the one who cuts my hair. So if you like how my hair is cut, this is the man who did it. So, Mr. Myers, tell our viewers how you feel about what's been happening here with the illegal fishing in the ponds.
Well, for me, over the years, it's like a home to me. I grew up over here, picking jelly, having have a little swim, you know, enjoying myself. But as I'm growing up, I understand there are young fishes and so will come and born and go back out to the sea, you know. So I feel in all that way to do it, because they got to come and make it easier for the other fish come in and breed, and the other fish go out and get bigger, so the economy of the fish could go and people could eat and make it easier on us. Yeah, and I think it's fair to do it.
Those are the views of a young man who grew up here in Bath Village. He spoke about the culture of the people. The beach is an important aspect of their life. Fishing is also an important aspect as it relates to food security. And he does not feel that it is right for persons to come and fish in these ponds. So, as someone from Bath Village, look into the camera and speak to the people and tell them how much you hurt when these things happen.
Man, I feel a lot of pain, because if we do it, I'm going to get hungry and I don't want to starve to death. So please stop fish in the pond.
So there you have it. From Mr. Jalmin Myers, a resident of Bath Village, someone who cares about our environment. He said he does not want to starve because he understands the importance of the fish in these ponds. So please, anyone who has been engaging in this sort of activity, if you're not going to stop for you, stop for him. Stop for us. We are here at the Department of Physical Planning and Environment with the Senior Officer of Environment, Ms. Thema Ward. Ms. Ward, could you tell us a little bit about the importance of protecting our wetlands, mangroves, and coastal areas?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Um, it do have a very significant importance being a small island state. When it comes to our coastlines, we are faced with many disasters. We are aware of our hurricanes, tropical storm waves, our winter storm surge as well. The mangroves do protect a natural barrier apart from our coral reefs along our coastline in terms of securing our lovely beaches that we love to boast about and share. So when you do remove those natural barriers, as like the mangroves, cut them down, remove them, unfortunately you're removing that natural barrier. And unfortunately, as we have seen over the years, we have lost a good part of our coastline to erosions. When it comes to our wetlands do serve many importance. Our wetlands helped also replenish our aquifer, our water source. Our wetlands as well has been a natural habitat for many species of birds as well as fishes.
Yes, we just took a wonderful stroll across the beach, and we are now here at one of the other outlets for these wetland areas here, and they're known as the bogs. Now, I spoke to you about the ponds there at Bath Village. We have several ponds in the bogs, and this is another outlet where the younger fish are allowed to go into the ocean when the water overflows. Now, I have to take a few minutes and discuss a little bit about the value of wetlands. Many persons may see the wetlands as a place full of trees and nothing is happening. And persons may think that, hey, let us expand, take up some of this area and build maybe some buildings, create jobs, do various activities that could lead to economic stability and economic development. However, we must always consider the ecological value of areas such as this. And one of the primary services that wetlands provide is a buffer zone. They act as a buffer zone between the land and the sea. Now, here is what happens. Pollutants from houses, from businesses, generally end up in drains somewhere. Those drains lead to some place, and generally they would lead to a place like this, a wetland. Now what happens in the wetland is some filtering, natural filtering takes place to remove those land-based pollutants from the water before it enters the sea, which means that the waters in this area would remain healthy and clean. At the end of the day, this is what happens. Now, persons would generally eat fish, but they don't know about the fish's environment. The fish would generally take up some sort of characteristics from the area in which they were raised or where they are feeding. Now, if we remove the wetlands from the picture, those land-based pollutants would flow directly into the sea where the fishes live. They may be absorbed into some sort of plant-based material upon which the fish would feed. And then we would then feed on those fish. I'm sure some of you by now would recognize the linkages, the connectivity between one thing and the other. At the end of the day, we care about our health. In order for us to live healthier, we also need to consider our environment, because our environment has an impact on our health and well-being. And it also has an impact on the food which we eat. So I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you, let us take better care of our environment so that we can live healthier lives. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say thank you for watching this episode of Sea Hunters. And as always, I'll catch you next time as we continue to push forward to make things better for all of us.